All right, welcome into Notes from the Lopes, as we like to call them. We got head coach Danny Roy with us today, and head coach of the undefeated D2 Lopes at Grand Canyon University. So, congratulations, first of all, coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about this last weekend. I know it's the big rival up at NAU, the one that's been carrying the torch for D2 hockey here for a little while, and to get away with a couple of wins had to feel good.
Yeah, anybody that's gone up to Flagstaff will always say that that's a tough place to play. It doesn't matter how good you're playing or how good you feel going up there. The altitude, the building itself, and then their fans and stuff like that, and how NAU plays up there, it's always tough. So to come away with a close win in the first night, and then the second night to kind of pull away with it, was huge, and definitely our first time sweeping that program as the D2 program, and then first time sweeping a series up there at Flagstaff. So definitely a positive, one of those check marks we get to check off on our program here and the direction we're going.
So how important were those D1 games that you played with Arizona and with ASU to prepare yourself and your team for the D2 season?
It just gives us a high level of play to play at right from the get-go. Obviously, I think we'd want the home opener against U of A back. Had a few key guys out of the lineup and a few guys go down early in injury, but that's the game and that's how it happens. And the nice thing was is we bounced back as soon as we hit D2 play, and so far the guys have stepped up and got it going. So. It's a good start. We talked about having a good jump and seeing what rankings look like as soon as they come out. But, the season's not over and we still got to continue.
So tell me a little bit about the process, right? You started this thing now 3 years ago and built it step by step. Are you happy with where you're at right now in the program?
Yeah. Our women's team started off solid, had a really good weekend here, big crowd, two really exciting games against ASU, their rivals, and they'll get to see them 4 more times. And they have a full roster. Our D3 team had a big weekend here against NAU and just missed out on having a two-game win streak there. So they're going well, and then our team. So it's. All 3 teams are established right now. All 3 teams have players that could play, and all 3 teams can make postseason play. So it's where we wanted to be in year 3 of this, and it's exciting to see it growing.
Yourself as a former goaltender, you know it all starts in goal, right? And you got some pretty solid ones, but the one that's been standing out. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your standout goaltender right now?
Yeah. It's Bash earned the net last year, and going into our big games, that's who we tend to go with right now. He's made some big saves. He's kept us in games, and then he's also kept the other team from getting momentum when need be. It's not going to matter who's in front of us. What we wanted to establish was last weekend was blocking shots and making sure pucks don't get in behind us. So we stepped up finally and actually helped them out a little more, and the guys, laid their bodies in there. But it's definitely his net. He's having a good second year right now, and going into our 3-game weekend in 2 weeks here, all 3 guys are going to get to see some net, and hopefully we come away with another good weekend.
Tell me a little bit about that injury bug that you alluded to earlier. I know you lost some guys early on in the season playing ASU, and everybody getting back to health right now, or where do you stand?
We still have a couple guys, key guys. So Kramer's still out. He suffered an injury in that first game, and we got him working with our trainers and with the physicians to try and get him back as quickly as possible, but making sure that he's not going to do any harm to himself when by coming back too early. So he's a big one we're missing. We've only got to play 1 game with him all season already. Some of the other injuries have come back. They're still kind of banged up and bruised. but it's going to be nice having a weekend off here. I know we had Fullerton, and it's kind of a blessing that they cancel on us, because it gives us a week off. It gives us a chance to just kind of relax. We're going to get out and do some community service and do a few fundraisers, and have a weekend off of hockey, and going into a pretty big stretch of 3 games here in UNLV, and then back with NAU here. So the month going into November and then hitting the Beehive we're gonna need our full lineup, and having this weekend off is hopefully gonna get us there.
So tell me a little bit about we talked about the upcoming schedule, but talk just a little bit about the transition over here to AZ Ice Arcadia. I know you guys have really been comfortable here. It's more like a home ice to you, I guess, for some reason, and I'm guessing everything's going well.
Yeah, every single game we played here has had an awesome crowd. We are charging admission now, but that hasn't phased it. I think the location centrally in the valley here allows more people to attend because it's easier to get to. It's more of kind of like an intimate setting because it's 1 sheet and not 2 sheets. We have the bar here. We have right now we're in our like temporary locker room / workout facility right now while we're still trying to figure things out and get funding going so that we can build our locker room. And then the atmosphere has been awesome. The ice is harder, a little more reliable than where we were, but it's been great. All 3 teams have had great crowds here, and when you're a player, that's what you ask for. It doesn't matter whether it's the D2 team, D3 team, or women's team. Is when you get to play in front of about approximately 400 plus every night you play, or every day, even a Sunday game, is awesome. It's fun.
So you and I have talked several times over the last 3 years about the growth of hockey, and you've seen it now in the Desert Southwest. You guys have certainly been a part of it, but crosstown rivalry with ASU, right? The NCAA program now playing the #1 team. So you got to kind of feel proud of what's happened here in the Desert Southwest as far as the growth of hockey going.
Yeah, I mean, when I got here, it was 3 ACHA teams at ASU. U of A was kind of in a slump from when they were in the 90s, and then NAU was a tough D2 and D3 program, and now you have NCAA hockey, and that's off to a great start right now with a 2-0 start. And they're looking like they're going to have a really good year here, and then with us kind of trying to take the reins of ACHA hockey in the Valley. We still have U of A to compete with right now.
Right.
I think we've caught ASU, and it would have been nice to have a second series to try and prove that we have. But no, it's you have 4 competitive teams that are pushing each other and making hockey better in the Valley, and then with women's hockey growing, and it's no doubt why hockey wouldn't grow here. It's a great place to come and unique environment to come and play hockey. You get to walk into the rink in comfortable clothes and walk out in comfortable clothes. So there's a reason why students and college students are coming down to all these schools. So it's going to be great to see here in the next 5 years.
Danny, I appreciate your time. It's nice to say the undefeated Grand Canyon Lopes for at least this part of the season. I know you got a big one coming up with UNLV, which will be a feature game for us, so we'll be up in Vegas to see that one, and looking forward to seeing the growth of this program continue.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.